So my name is Alba Pages Zamora. I'm the Dean of the Telecom School here at UPC, and I'm very happy to welcome you to this session of presenting our master's degree on cybersecurity. Here we have Professor Oscar Esparza, who is the head of studies of this master's degree. Also, Sonia Celades, who is a person of our administrative staff, and she will help you with all the work paper. Oscar will explain the contents and the organization of the master, and Sonia will explain all the paperwork. And also Angels is supporting the online session. So thank you everybody for attending this presentation meeting, this session. And just I want to say very few words. First of all, that I think that I don't see your faces, so I don't know how young you are, but I'm convinced that to enroll a master's program, especially right after a bachelor, once you have a bachelor degree, is important. It's important and may help you to have a better professional career. First of all, because if you go to the market, to the industry with a bachelor degree, your expected salary might be like 20,000 euros per year. But if you look for a job with a master's degree, this amount can increase more. At least 26 can become like 26,000 euros per year. This for sure. And I'm convinced that with this master's on cybersecurity, where there is a lack of professionals and in this area, you can even ask for more money. And also why it's important. So it's worthy to enroll a master's degree in general, because even though you have to spend 1 year and a half more to get this degree, there will be you will gain more money afterwards. And also it's important to do so right after the bachelor degree, because in 3-4 years, your personal life might be much more complicated than it is right now. And it's going to be difficult for you to find the time to pursue a master's program. Maybe you have a family, or maybe you have a very interesting job that you cannot leave. And maybe because of personal matters or personal reasons, or because you are working, and it's very difficult to do both things at the same time, to work and to do a master's program. It's nice, it's convenient to just do the bachelor, the master, and then go to the market. Having said so, I know that in this masters there are a lot of people who is already working. The schedule is convenient for you. We have arranged the schedule of these masters only in the afternoon, so you can work and study at the same time. And it's also useful once you, it's also interesting to pursue, to enroll a master's program once you have some experience in industry, because this might help you to make a turn in your career, and overall to grow your professional expertise and to improve. This is valid for all masters. In particular, the master's degree on cybersecurity is I would say that it's a safe bet for sure. This is our newest master's degree, and the curriculum, we take extremely care of the curriculum. We take care that the curriculum is up to date, and we take care that the faculty members that teach these courses have sufficient professional and research experience. So you will find an extremely well-prepared faculty members teaching these courses. And I'm sure that these masters might help you to boost your professional career. So thank you for attending this meeting. And now Oscar, the head of studies, Oscar Esparza, will explain more things. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alba, for being here. It's a pleasure to be here in this welcome session, not welcome session, informative sessions. And you have the time just to assist to this kind of sessions because we know that you have a very busy agenda. So it's a pleasure always to be here. You be here. Thank you very much. And well, now it's my turn. As Alba said, I am going to talk especially things related to the studies themselves and how they are structured. And later, probably Sonia is going to guide you through the things more related to the academic issues. Okay. So, well, we have here some slides. I am going to more or less follow them, but not always, because most of the time I'm going to be talking and saying things that sometimes they appear in the slides, sometimes they are not. They are not going to be there. The thing is related to the motivation. I suppose that it's something that is not new, but I suppose that especially if you are here in this session, you know that security is quite important. And if you open any newspaper, you will see that every day there are attacks, security attacks in companies, private ones, and in public ones. You will see that the bad guys, the attackers, are going to make many efforts, yeah, to obtain money, especially attacking any kind of institution or individuals. So this is an important issue. For this reason, we finally detected that there was an opportunity to provide a new master degree in this kind of area that is very important, and it's growing year by year. Okay, so I am not going to say many things related about how important is security because I think that this is something that is self-explained. But I consulted some days ago the latest year report of INCIBE. I don't know if you know this institution. It's the Spanish Cybersecurity Institute, that is the institute in charge of managing security in the whole country. In Spain, just detecting attacks, trying to apply any kind of control measure, things like that. They work on real security issues, and they make some kind of report in which they provide some statistics about what happened in the previous year in related to security in Spain. Consulting this information, you can see that, well, just in Spain, in 2022, they detected, they counted 118,000 security incidents of all types. I mean, here they are included very big incidents related to companies that appear in the newspapers, but also the small ones that are just for normal people because they someone tried to cheat them using any kind of phishing, and many things like that. The thing is that this is a very big number, especially as we are talking about just Spain, and growing because if you compare that number with the one of the previous year, because they have that statistic, it's growing in a 9% in this year. So we expect that we are going to have work for sure for the following years. Okay. So there is another issue that I found interesting in this report, in which they make some kind of statistic related to the necessity of positions about cybersecurity in companies. And they detected more or less half of the companies that were looking for professional cybersecurity, they have lots of problems to find them. And just this half of the companies just had the opportunity of filling from 10 to 25% of these positions, and the rest remain just without any professional being there making this task. So there are a lot of work. There are very missing positions, and they stated also number for the number of vacancies that are needed in the whole area in Spain, and they say that there were more than 3,000 people vacant. They are needed, but there are no way of filling these positions. So this is an area in which there is a lot of work. Okay, there are many companies looking for professionals, and for that reason, in this case, as there are so many vacancies, you're probably going to be paid better than other professionals, because there are less people just available for doing this task. Okay, so anyway, and the motivations could be not related to money itself. I mean, if you, maybe you want to work on cybersecurity because you like this kind of stuff, you want to have this technical background, you like to work with computers and try to make them safe, or to work with the network and to protect the information or whatever, and you want to be a good guy and try to protect your security and the one of your company or whatever, and try to contribute to society and not being attacked. There are many ethical issues that may happen. There are many issues that could be a clear motivation for you just to enroll to the master and study cybersecurity to enhance your professional career, not related to money. But as Alba said some minutes ago, there are some issues related to money. Okay, and I also find some kind of statistics related to the amount of money that are paid for this kind of professionals in the US. This is a kind of report that the Bureau of Labor Statistics issues in the United States. This is the report of the latest year. And you can see here, I am not going to talk about if this money is it's big or not, because we are talking about the money that is going to be paid if you go to the US. In Spain, it's not. You are not going to obtain such amount of money, and I'm not going to enter in the how many years are needed in order to be paid in such amount. But if I want you to make some kind of comparison about the possible studies that you may have and the differences in these studies. So if you have a look, you can see if you are a web developer, you're going to earn in the US. I mean, with a certain characteristics around of 80 kilo dollars. Okay, if you are a network engineer, something maybe 10 kilo dollars more per year. If you are a computer programmer, something more. But I don't know if you can see here, if you are a security analyst, you're going to obtain another degree of money, because the reason mainly is that there are very few professionals on that stuff. Okay, I want you to see the difference, not the amount, because that depends on the country, that depends on the experience you have. Okay, but the difference between these numbers is quite relevant. Okay, I put also the latest line in which I put you the amount of money that it could be paid in case you were a computer information researcher. This means that you are making research in this, not in security, in any kind of thing, because sometimes you think that research is not something that is going to be paid later, but this is not true. Okay, in the same manner that if you have not right now a bachelor and you want to improve your career making a master, okay, in the same manner, once you finish the master, it's perfectly okay just to continue making some research and try to attain a PhD. Okay, because at the end, this is going to enhance your salary in the future. Okay, so it is something that it is you should consider at least this possibility. And in the case of security, you're going to have lots of opportunities during your career because it's something very, it's moving every time. The bad guys are always trying to cheat us, and we need to improve day by day. So it's something very open right now. So let's talk about the master itself. Okay, as Salva said, this is the fourth time in which we make this master. Is something very new. We were designing this master, and we thought that it was impossible to divide the contents in three main branches. We wanted to provide, for instance, protection to data itself. Okay. Another part is trying to protect the infrastructure, that mainly we consider that infrastructure itself is the network. And the latest branch is the protecting the applications, the software itself. And these are the three main parts in which you are going to find some subjects especially devoted to this kind of three topics. Okay. To do what? Well, in security, you are going to, you can work on many things. You can try to analyze risk, find vulnerabilities, detect attacks, try to make some kind of response to them. There are many issues to cover, many topics, and we are going to try to provide to you some kind of idea about the most important things. But this is important. Don't think that if you finish this master, this is the end of your training. This is just the very beginning. Okay, consider that security is a very wide area, and you can be working in this area for several years, and you will have very few knowledge about some few topics. In the master, we are going to provide to you the basics that are important for understanding security and just to start your professional career in the area. But in one single year, it's impossible to provide to you the whole knowledge about the area. And you might imagine this. Okay, the contents that we are going to provide you are quite important. They are very good ones, very technical ones. We are going also to talk about regulations. That this is a quite important topic also. But this is the starting point. Okay, consider that later you are going to continue studying and making courses and things like that. Okay, because not only in security, in most of the areas, you are going to need to continue. And don't forget the university, because we are here just to provide to use this kind of contents. Okay. So I mentioned this. We are going to work on your professional skills, trying to teach you how to analyze the risk, the vulnerability, try to prevent and detect attacks, try to deploy new systems, making architectures, design them. You can, most of you, when finishing this master, are going to work in a private company, maybe a public one also. Maybe you can work in the INCIBE, in the cybersecurity agency. So doing this stuff, this is possible also. Most of you are going to probably work in a company, but don't forget that there is also the possibility of just for a while continuing making things here at the university, or continuing making a PhD. Okay, this is important, because maybe you think that this thing related to research is something that is not for you, but probably this is because you don't really know what research is. Okay, for me, it's something that we need. Okay, for the future researchers, is something that we are trying to design the future of security right now. It's not just trying to think what it's important right now. We need some good people just try to design which are going to be the future security systems. And maybe for you, I want to work right now, and this is true, and you need money, but just staying at university for some while trying to continue with the PhD could be also important for you or your professional career. So I mentioned this. We are going to talk about many topics, not only about. You are going to probably start with things related to cryptography. That is the main tool that the security guys use for protecting data and communications. We are going to talk about asymmetric crypto, hashes, digital signatures, certificates, and things like that. We are going to talk to teach you things related to protocols, IPsec, TLS, authentication protocols, web authentication, many things like that, forensics, pen testing, blockchain, many stuff. Okay, detecting attacks, try to prevent this. There are many issues to cover in many of these in these subjects that finally you're going to have here in the studies. The topics are interesting. Probably when doing them, you will detect that this is something that I like more than the rest. So try to focus on that. Okay, especially because there are opportunities in the studies. Okay. Oh well, let's try to make you some kind of summary about the overall structure about the studies themselves. You can see here these boxes in gray are the ones that what we call the compulsory subjects. Okay, the overall studies are 60 credits, ACTS credits. Okay, and you're going to last 1 year to finish that. Let's hope so. Okay, this master is managed by the two main IT schools here at the UPC. The Telecom school, the CEP, is the one in charge of most academic stuff and the one that is going to guide you mainly in the enrollment processes and most academic issues. But the Faculty of Informatics is also providing professors and guiding you through these studies in a couple of topics. Mainly, it's devoted to it's in charge of things related to mobility of the students and relationships with companies. So this is divided, but the professors are from both sides of the telecom and informatics. And we designed this structure in 1 year. You can see that in the bottom part, you can see most of the boxes in gray are the compulsory subjects that in the first semester, and the ones in the upper part is the second semester, in which you are going to mainly make the elective subjects and the master thesis. Okay, and you can see there's 6 gray boxes that these are the mandatory subjects. Divided in these 3 main topics that I mentioned previously: data protection, infrastructure protection, and software protection. Okay, this is something that, as you may imagine, is not black or white. Okay, I mean, the subjects are mostly devoted to data protection or infrastructure protection, but obviously, depending on the topic and the thing that they are explaining, sometimes they will make some kind of, this is not completely clear. Sometimes these topics are something that like mix it, but this is normal. And especially, don't worry if when starting the master, you detect that some of these topics are, let's say, repeated, because this is normal. I mean, as I mentioned previously, the main tool that we have to protect systems is cryptography. Cryptography, there is one single subject that is mainly devoted to explaining the cryptographic issue in a mathematical way. That is the subject that you have here in the middle, data protection. Okay, this is the main subject in which you are going to explain about crypto tools. There is a mathematician just explaining this stuff in a quite good manner, mathematically with coherent system. But obviously, the rest of subjects that are going to be taught at the same time, because this is the first semester, they are going to use these crypto tools. Obviously, we cannot wait until the data protection subject explains the whole thing, because this will last the whole semester. The rest of the subjects are going to use these crypto tools as boxes. There is a box for making encryption. There is another box for making decryption. There is another box for making the digital signature. They need to use it, and for that reason, probably they make some kind of introduction about that stuff at the very beginning. Don't worry about that. This is normal, and this is also important because maybe you think that you understood the topic. Maybe you have some previous knowledge about crypto things, but probably you will need some extra iterations, because this kind of protocols and these kind of mechanisms are subtle, and sometimes you think that you understand the topic, but probably it is not completely true. So re-explaining the things a couple of times, it's also good for you. Okay, so if we have a look to this kind of subjects, you can see that there are 30 credits just related to compulsory subjects, 18 for the elective ones. Later we will talk about them. And there is a master thesis that are up to 12 credits. Let's talk for a while for the mandatory ones. As I mentioned, data protection is the one devoted to crypto tools, okay, crypto in a mathematical way. Okay, which other? For instance, network security. It is mainly devoted to explaining to you things related to how to protect the network. Okay, how to, in this case, we are going to talk about protocols and things like that. Okay, so this is something that is very relevant, especially if you have some kind of background about network engineering. The other subject related to infrastructure security is about the network traffic sniffing. That is the basic tool in networking for trying to detect attacks and things like that. And also, it's important because in this network traffic and analysis subject, we are going to talk about legal issues that maybe, especially if you are some kind of engineer, mostly devoted to practicing things and making programming and things like that, you seem that it may seem that this is boring, and it is true. It is boring, at least for most of the population that we are engineers. For me, it's also boring. But if we want to deploy systems and to design them, we need to know. We need to have some legal background also, and it is going to be explained here in this subject. Okay, what else in the application security subject? You're going to be, there are some content related to how to program in a secure manner applications, because there are some techniques that you have to follow in order to create software in a secure manner, and you are going to be taught about that. And there is another subject that is related to malware. This is the software that the bad guys are going to to program in order to cheat off all of us. Okay, we are going to talk about viruses, trojans, things like that. And finally, there is the latest in the second semester. We have network authentication and authentication, and in which this is part of you are going to find topics related to protocols, like in which you need to authenticate yourself using using web authentication or auth and things like that. Okay, in my opinion, it's a quite good scheme. And as Alba mentioned previously, the professors that are teaching to you these subjects are quite professionals. They have been making research in those areas for many years. So the stuff that is going to teach you, it's a quite good one. Okay, I can assure this to you. Well, here later we would. Well, we're gonna try to start. We can try to enter. I don't know if it is going to work. Well, later. Well, we can later enter to this, because as I'm sharing to you just the slides, if I click on this, you are not going to see anything. This is a kind of blah blah blah, the same that I mentioned previously. But this is the explanation. You are going to have the slides, I think, that Sonia said to you. So don't hesitate. I am just, because this I explained this. The thing is that related to the elective subjects, the ones that are here in pink, okay, you can see that you have to choose 18 credits, okay. So I will have some elective topics just to choose. You will see that this is meaning that there are some, I think you have to choose four subjects, and you can choose also one seminar, okay, according to the credit that you need, okay. What kind of elective subjects do we have? There are some of them that are just advanced topics to cover very deeply, okay. And there are some others ones that are just like a second, like transversal security, okay. But this is kind of blah blah blah. Let's go to the ones that we are offering right now. This is the one that we are offering right now in the current course. You can see here that we are talking about quite hot topics like blockchain and quantum cryptography. Okay, this is one of these subjects that are just go deeply in one particular topic that is very interesting and hot right now. So there are some subjects related to this. Data privacy, it's also something that's a kind of a very hot topic right now. The rest also, I mean, this is not, it just to emphasize some of them, okay? There are some others that are more devoted to the transversal issues like cybersecurity management that covers the whole thing. So the thing is that you have here these selective subjects, these ones, the ones that are labeled like one is the ones that you can choose in the first semester. The rest are for the second semester. Okay, you have to choose four of these. Three of them. Three of them. I'm sorry for that. Three of them. Each of these subjects weighs 5 credits. Okay, so to achieve the 18 that you need to cover, you have here also a couple of seminars. You can choose one of them. And there is also the possibility, if you don't like the seminars, you can choose also another subject, elective one. You are going to have more credits. You have to pay a little more. But if you consider that the seminars are not, the thing is that there are only the possibility of choosing among these two. But you can also have the possibility of making 4 subjects. Okay, this is up to you. It's your option. Okay. And what else? We talk about the compulsory subjects. We talk about the elective ones, and finally, when achieving all this stuff, you will need to make a master thesis. Okay. The typical choice is try to find some kind of professor here at the UPC. Probably in most of the cases, you are going to talk to one of the professors that make one of these subjects that you studied. Try to talk with him or her. Try to arrange for a PhD topic to cover. After a while, is to make some kind of do deployment or whatever thing you want to do in this, like any other thesis. Okay, maybe you made something, I suppose, in the bachelor, something similar. But this is devoted just to security and with a research group, and that's over. Okay. Is this the only way of doing the master thesis? No. The thing is that you can find a company, an enterprise, just to make the master thesis in this kind of company. This is a possibility. In this case, if you find a company, this is going to be managed by the Faculty of Informatics, as I mentioned previously. Okay, this is not going to be managed by the Telecom school. And you also have the possibility of making some kind of mobility. Okay, you can go abroad to make this master thesis. In this particular case, you will need an extra semester because you have to finish the subjects, and after that, if you're going to be abroad, you cannot be abroad at the same time that that you are making the subjects. So you have to finish the subjects, and after that, if you want to go abroad, do the master thesis in a third semester. And in this case, this is also managed by the Faculty of Informatics. And well, you have here some examples of possible future works that you may have. You can be an ethical hacker, You can be a security analyst. You can try to make some digital analysis or forensic analytics. Well, many things. Okay, there are many work in the area. Just being trying to be a good guy. Okay, and we don't pretend to teach you about being a bad guy in the area. If you want to be a bad guy, probably you will learn on your own. And finally, just some kind of new thing that it's an opportunity because a month ago, so on, a research group at the UPC, the Information Security Group, obtained a cybersecurity chair from the INCIBE. Remember that the Spanish Cybersecurity Institute, and with this cybersecurity chair, we are going to have some opportunities to improve your, the possibilities that may be offered in the masters. Making what? The thing is that we obtained some funding and to make some extra things like creating hackathons or just creating panels, round tables. We have the opportunity of bringing professionals from the foreign countries to provide some good classes in the classes that we have in the master. So we have some new good opportunities thanks to these chairs on cybersecurity that we need to design it right now. We also have the possibility of creating some kind of YouTube channel in which I think that it will be a good opportunity for those ones that want to express their knowledge in security, just to have this YouTube channel that is thanks to this cybersecurity chain. We will have some new opportunities that complement the master studies. Okay, and I think it's enough from my side. If you, well, I think that there was something devoted to the, you have these links, okay, from the telecommunications schools and also from the master itself that have an own site that in which you will see that the information is more or less the same. Here, if you follow these links, you will see that you will find the explanations about how to continue with the enrollment process that now Sonia is going to explain to you. There are some the curriculum of the whole subjects. You can find there all the particular explanations subject by subject of what is going to be explained there in each of these subjects, and many other information, the courses and the academic stuff and things like that. Okay, you can follow these links and obtain such information. And I think it's nothing else from my side. I don't know if Sonia want to. I suppose that Sonia is going to explain to you some more academic issues.
Thank you, Oscar, for this interesting presentation. Yes, I will now briefly present all of you just the most important facts or relevant links or procedure that you need to know to successfully enroll in our master's degree in our school. So I will now present. If you
Yes, I'm stopping my presentation. I'm sorry.
okay. Okay, as Oscar has already explained you, this presentation will be sent to you by the end of this week. Okay, so all the important information and the relevant links will be available for you whenever you need them. Okay, so don't worry about that. About the deadlines and the procedure, that's what I'm going to focus on. The deadlines, this master degree, it's only possible to start and to enroll from February, from September to September. So it's only a 1 year master. It's not possible to ask for any reservation place or start in February, just for you to know. So next academic year, is the next round will be open around 1st of March, and it will be open until July 1st. This doesn't mean that you have to wait until July to do your application. I strongly recommend you to do it as soon as possible, especially because if there are issues in your documents, whatever, we need some time to solve everything and to make the process clear and do it successfully. So I strongly recommend you to do it as soon as possible, especially if you are coming from abroad and you may have problems issuing your visa procedure. So please take this in consideration, okay? The official resolution will be published by the end of July, but we are aware that you may need to know this acceptance or not acceptance to the master degree previously, earlier, much earlier. So usually, as soon as the procedure continues and goes step by step, you may have some news from the admission committee. But this, it will be always depend on, especially this master degree. Honestly, it has a lot of interest all over, and we've seen in all of our editions and previous editions that we have waiting list. So this means that you may have answer from your admission, but maybe you will have to wait until most of the candidates have present their applications. So just let us know if you, for whichever reason, need it earlier for visa or for something, let us know. Okay, this is one thing important because the official resolution will be on July. And then on July 2, the enrollment for those that all of you will start the classes on September. Okay. So about the procedure is very simple. Here you have a video tutorial to guide you, but even if you are a student from the UPC, it doesn't mean that you need to request the master or apply the master from the e-secretaria. No, you need to go to a different website, which is this one, the UPC admissions, and then you need to register. If you are already a student in our university, we mostly have all your details, but you need to specify your bachelor degree, and then you will have to upload some required documents. Okay, these documents are very simple. Just it depends really on where you have earned your bachelor degree. So if it was from the UPC, we have most of your records. So we just need the English certificate. Okay, we have also request you to send only as a CV to know your background and your interest and so that's the most important thing. All these documents are the minimum required and mandatory. Of course, if you want to upload some recommendation letters or whatever motivation letter, feel free to also upload anything that you consider that may be helpful to be admitted. Okay, from our part, there is no problem about that. If you earn your degree in another university, of course, we need to know your transcript of records, and if you have already obtained your bachelor diploma, we need also the bachelor diploma. We are aware that most of you will probably ask admission for this master and you are still finishing your bachelor degree. Only if you only have 30 credits pending, it means that you are now doing your bachelor thesis and maybe one or two subjects or whatever, then don't wait until the end to have your bachelor. Please do the application whenever from May 1st. And then if we see that you are capable to finish your bachelor degree the semester you apply for the master degree, you will be provisionally admitted. Okay, so this is, don't wait until the end, okay, to have your diploma. But of course, if you are still doing your bachelor degree, we can have the bachelor and transcript of records. It's not necessary to send us the official one. Usually the official one has some cost, and we understand that you will wait to require for these documents when you finish your bachelor. This is no problem. But what we need is the most updated one. That's because the admission committee needs to know all your background and especially all the optional subjects you've taken in your bachelor, so they can see your interests and they can better suit or assign you a supervisor, a tutor. Okay, so this is very important to send the most updated one. Okay. And those of you coming from abroad, we need also the passport, the English certificate, the curriculum vitae, and also about the transcript and diploma, we need it legalized and translate. if it's not in English. If the document is in English, no problem about that. No translation is needed, but it's very important that it's legalized, okay? Again, if you are still finishing your bachelor, you could be provisionally temporarily admitted, but for the enrollment, it will be necessary to have legalized, translated, and also with a verification code, some kind of digital signature, so we can verify that this is a correct document. So be aware of that, because if you need to ask for your university for some help for the admission procedures, please be aware that this will be the required ones, okay? So also it's very useful for the admission committee if you have a link or you know, some documents that can like have a course description of the bachelor subjects taken. That also useful for them. Okay, so that could be the mandatory. If these documents are all correctly uploaded, then we will validate your request. Okay. So once you updated everything, you can require or apply for a master degree in the UPC. You can require for several ones, but you need to know that for each master degree you apply for, it's 30 euros. One tax non-refundable one that will be you will have to pay. Only when this payment is confirmed is when we will look at your application, we will validate the documents if they are all correct, and from that point on, from your validation, will be the admission committee that will look to your application. Okay? During this process, how can we assist you? Basically, it's by phone, by email, also in person. If you want to come to visit us, we just bear in mind that we need a prior appointment for that. And also during the enrollment, there is some chat available for you. And of course, you can also go through the master's information session that there will be more next month. So hopefully, imagine you are a good candidate and you have been admitted, then you will receive a notification from the admission committee, and then you will actively have to accept this admission, okay? Once you do that, then if you are a student of the UPC, you will see that on your own e-secretaria, now the master degree will appear, so you will have to pay the taxes through there. And if you are not from the UPC, you will have access to this platform, e-secretaria, where you will see there will be a fee of 300 euros that will be due to pay, okay? And it's mandatory to pay this in order to receive the admission letter. So that's very important from those of you coming from abroad to bear in mind that only if all these steps are correctly done, accept, you are admitted, and you accept this place, and you pay the 300 euros, only then we can send you the admission letter, okay? And just bear in mind that if you finally don't enroll to this master degree, we are sorry, but there will be no refund. The UPC regulation don't allow us to refund any of those because you are taking this spot for someone else. So this is very serious. Just pay the 300 euros and accept if you are going to enroll really, okay? From those of you that already maybe have the becas scholarship from Ministerio de Educación, just to let you know that this is an official master degree, so you can continue requesting for a scholarship now for the master. But just I want you to stress that this the beca, it usually the deadline, it starts on March and finishes on May. So you may probably not, maybe you are not sure if you are going to be admitted to this master degree or not, but you should request it anyway, okay? So that's important because maybe you will receive the confirmation after the deadline it's already passed. And for those of you coming from abroad, I'm afraid we have no available grants for you, so you should come granted from your own country if you need so, okay? So that's all from my part too, just to give you information how to contact us. And